Hey everybody, live Hockey Talk, Saturday Night Hockey Talk Live, episode 9. How's everybody doing? Hey there, Evan, George, David, Lee, King Angus, Mike. Hey everybody, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Um, what are we going to lead off with? I don't know. Let's lead off with the Joel Teasdale. Did you guys see the news there about Teasdale? He hurt himself in off-season training. He tore his ACL and MCL in one of his knees, and he's out for up to a year. Let's see. No, that's not a question. That's for Kangas to answer. Yeah, so that's pretty bad news there for his development anyways, that's for sure. It always seems to be we're losing somebody at the beginning of the season for like some kind of an injury. Okay, so what else have I got? I haven't got much else. What do you guys want to talk about? Not too much happened. I put out a video today. Sorry, I haven't put out too many videos. I've been having a virus problem with my main computer, and I really only got it sort of solved today. Didn't completely, but I got a run around to fix it. So it was Joel Teasdale. Joel Teasdale, he tore his ACL and MCL yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before in off-season training. So he's out minimum 7 months, they say. That's pretty shitty for him, gotta say. Puts him back a good year of development. Hey, Sinbad, hey Matt, how's it going? Funny episode yesterday. You guys are funny. It's not for the weak-hearted. The Sinbin, by the way, if you see on the thing, Sinbin, that's Matt. He's got a podcast live stream type thing on Friday nights at 9, and urge you all to watch it. It's really funny. It's for adults only, I would say. And it's him and his buddy Jake, and pretty good. I like the way they do it. They're both on screen, and they got all this stuff going on. And yeah, check them out. That's the Sinbin. He's right there. Check him out. Give him a subscribe. Help build them up there. Let's see now. Yeah, you guys were funny last night. Justin, hey Justin, how's it going? So come on, guys, feed me some questions. I didn't prepare very well for tonight as far as stuff to talk about. Been quiet. It's been quiet. I guess the lead up to training camps opening up in, I guess, about 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks now. Hey, Omer. What's up? What's up with the... Thanks, David. I don't know if that's the truth, but thanks. I appreciate that. Nice to hear. Justin, what's up with the Teasdale? I have nothing new. I just heard they're going to schedule his surgery soon, I heard. That's the only update I've really had. Yeah, Teasdale had a potential to be a surprise. He needed to work on his skating, which I imagine maybe that's what he was doing. I don't know the details of what he was doing when he hurt himself. But, yeah. Let's see. What do I think? Hey, no problem, Matt. You guys are pretty good. Not pretty good. You guys are good. Like I said, for adults only. But, yeah, fun to watch. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to it every Fridays, I find now. Didn't take you long. 3 episodes, and you got me hooked. Have I seen the Line A interview? I got the gist of it. Talks broke down, I guess, and from what I take it, he says basically that he'll be in training camp in September. He just doesn't know which team's training camp. Just like somebody else said that. Was it Ristolainen said that as well? Basically said the same thing. So from what I could tell, he's just kind of frustrated over talks breaking down, and I don't know what's going on with that. They might be waiting last minute. I don't know, to see what Marner's getting. I don't know. It seems like Line A and Marner, it's like a standoff to see who's going to get signed first. Why do I think Gardner hasn't signed by anyone yet? I don't know. Last week, Mike Johnson had put out that Montreal was very close to signing Gardner, and it's like a week and 2 days gone by and nothing. So Honestly, I don't know what's up with Gardner. Um, I had said in a video that I think he's waiting for Marner to get signed to see what's happening over there in Toronto to see if they'd be able to afford him. But, I mean, I don't know. It's really weird that he's not signed yet. Gardner might sign with New Jersey. It seems like New Jersey's getting everybody, but they've got the cap space, so I guess that's a possibility. I don't know. And I guess if Montreal's going to sign him, we won't hear anything. Bergevin takes it too close to the chest. I don't think we'll hear anything. So, yeah. The Marner mess might not get done until late September. Yeah, I mean, Marner, he'd be stupid to miss camp. Look at Nylander last year. And every time somebody holds out and they sign late in the season and they miss camp, what happens usually? They either play like garbage or they get injured somewhere shortly after they start playing. So it would be dumb of him to wait that long. And Toronto as well. Carolina because I hate him and they just signed a really good prospect today, Chase Prisky. I don't know much about Prisky. I hear a lot. I'm starting to see stuff about him. I never really heard of him before, so I don't know. I don't think Carolina was rumored to be after Gardner. I don't think so. Their defense is pretty good from what I can tell. Let's see. If Weber wasn't on the Canadiens, who would you assign the captaincy to? Oh, for me, that's pretty easy. Although I guess with Domi here makes it a little different, but for me, it's Gallagher. I thought Gallagher. I wanted Gallagher before they gave it to Weber, but Weber's a good choice, that's for sure. And but yeah, easily Gallagher. What about you, Matt? Well, who would you want? Hey, Johnny, how you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? My dog, of course, barking. We had building next door had wasn't a fire, but the fire trucks were here about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. Apparently, it was just for burnt toast. Somebody smoke. I heard smoke all through the third floor over there, and just burnt toast. So it's funny. She's barking at still. People must be out there. Matt, yeah, Galley without a doubt. I don't see. I don't see who else really would get it. Like there's not really even if it's not Weber, it's got to be Galley. There's no other choice really that you could really say. Who is my favorite playmaker of all time? Oh, that's a good question. Let me think about that for a minute, David. One of the Hockey News guys wrote that Deneau is his. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that Deneau was a bust. I think it's because most people seem to think he'll have a drop off slightly in points. I don't know if that makes him a bust, but I don't see it. I don't see why. He's still young, just entering his prime. I don't see why he would have been picked for that, honestly. Do I go to many games at the Bell Center? I used to go to a few a year. These days I don't. I don't drive anymore, so I don't tend to. And now with this, I don't know how I would cover a game if I went to one. So I probably won't be unless it's a special game. But yeah, still thinking about my playmaker of all time. It's a really good question. You know what? I'm going to tell you who. And he's the guy I think is probably the best player ever to play the game. And I'm going to give you Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr could. What a hockey player. I know it's a little bit before most of you guys' time. Johnny, you know Bobby Orr well. A few of you guys there, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm going to go with Bobby Orr because I need a little bit more time to look up a few names and stuff before I give a better answer, but I don't think Bobby Orr is a bad answer. 24. I'm Evan. I'm not famous. I'm as far from famous as you can get. Let's see. So, burning question: will Bergie pull off one more deal during this offseason? It's looking like not, but again, I'm going to point Johnny to the last season. Look, we figured Pacioretty was going to be here another year, and he pulled off the trade. What, as camp was starting, or what? I don't even remember if it was just before or just after it started. So I don't know. I think till the season starts, will we really know? He plays it so close to his chest that You know, it doesn't leak. It's hard to tell. Playmaker for Habs, Rick? Well, yeah, good question. Um, you know, I didn't see him play a lot, but I'm going to go back into history a little bit far. Maybe, Johnny, you did. I know you're a little bit older than me. Doug Harvey? That makes sense? Doug Harvey could play. Like, he was like, I mean, a lot of people say that he's better. He was better than Bobby Orr. I didn't see him play, so I don't know. I think Bobby Orr changed the game a little more than he did. But, I mean, he was one hell of a defenseman. He could control the game. He made play. Yeah, I think I'm going to say Doug Harvey. Is that too much rambling to get to it? Hang on, my other computer just went out for a sec. Adam Oates. You know what? I'll give you. You know, I'm glad you mentioned Adam Oates because he's one of my favorites. Um, I years ago I used to work at a restaurant and we're all hockey fanatics, so we did the pool. You know, that's where I started playing hockey pools, and I had Adam Oates. I swear, I think 2 years in a row I made him my first pick overall because he was guaranteed like 85 assists. And if you're lucky, put in 20, 25 goals. Yeah, I won. The season I won back then definitely was one of the biggest parts. And I came in third a couple of times. And it was all Adam Oates and Muller. Muller's one season here where he was captain. Yeah, great pair. Yeah, Adam Oates, great. Yeah. I mean, Bobby Orr was better, but Adam Oates is a great pick. Evan, a Canadians fan saying Bobby Orr. Look, Bobby Orr is the greatest hockey player ever to wear the skates to play the game. That's my opinion. Guy Lafleur is my favorite Canadians player, but come on, Bobby Orr. I don't know how you describe Bobby Orr. He could play the game without teammates and still score. He could carry the puck all over the ice, and growing up, he used to play. What do they call that? He played on a pond, a big pond, and what they call that where you keep the puck? I forget the name of the game, and you got to try to keep the puck, and everybody's trying to get the puck from you, and apparently he was the best at it, and that gave him like he could carry the puck. He can kill a penalty by himself. I mean, he was amazing. So yeah, not a surprise. I mean. Bobby Orr and Tony Esposito were my first favorite NHLers. So that was before I was really a Habs fan. I was probably more of a, not a Bruins fan. I like Bobby Orr, but a Chicago Blackhawks fan because of Esposito. Let's see now. Let's get back to you guys. Who knows what the hell Bergie is doing behind the scenes? Yeah, well, that's it. I think he's doing a lot. And it's hard to pull off a trade. It's easy for us to sit here and talk and say you should do this and you should do that. And we don't know. He's probably doing a lot of those things or attempting to. So yeah, he's very close to the vest. He doesn't like leaks. Omer, I also idolize Orr, but love the Habs. Been a Quebecer. Gotta go Habs. You gotta go or go Habs? Go Habs, go. Yeah, how could you not idolize Orr? He was a great player and a good person, a good man. No scandals, no weird shit, nothing like that. Just a good hockey player. Evan was saying that he thinks it's funny because Boston's a bitter rival. It doesn't mean Boston didn't have good players, though. I mean, look, you get a guy like Marchand, whatever, but Boston's had some great players. Cam Neely, what an amazing season, 50 goals in 49 games. How could you not like that? Adam Oates played there for the years I drafted him in the fantasy pools. He was playing there. So, no, I just don't like the Bruins in general, and it's more certain players and the rivalry and the fact that we played them how many times in the playoffs. So you get to hate a team because of that. Bitter rivalry. But still, look, the teams you all have hatred for, they all have good players. They've all had good players over the years. So, John Carmichael. I don't know if you're saying hi because I didn't see your name before, but hi. I'm not sure what SY means. It's shinny. No, it's not shinny. Shinny is just pond hockey. I get that, but it was a game they played. He talks about it. He's talked about it before, and there was a name for it. We used to play it too up out on the ice. I can't remember the damn name. Come on, you older guys, remember for me. I can't help it. I can't think tonight about that. But there was a name for it. Shinny is just like pickup hockey on, not organized really. That's what shinny is. Johnny Golden, Puljärvi. I'm not sure why you're saying. Oh, you think he's working on Puljärvi? I imagine if he could get him at a good price, why wouldn't he be trying? I don't I wouldn't know, but I would think he's got his iron in the fire, as they say. Jean Belleville was Gregory saying Jean Belleville his favorite hat. Yeah, Jean Belleville. I mean, classy, classy, classy man. I didn't meet him, but I saw him like 10 feet away from me somewhere. I can't remember now where. Just a classy man. Great hockey player. Yeah. We're lucky here to have so many. But I mean, most teams, especially all the original six, they all had great hockey players in their day, All the fan bases can go and say, oh, this was a great hockey player and all that. Even though I hate the Leafs, they had some really good players. Like Darryl Sittler and Lanny McDonald, you can't help but have great admiration for those guys. And they're Leafs, and I hate the Leafs. Rick, what was the fantasy app called? Which fantasy app we're talking about now? I don't remember. You talking about hockey pool? If you're talking about what I had Adam Oates in my hockey pool, that was before apps. I used to do the pool. I used to run the pool. I used to do all the points by hand from the paper and from it was before computers were big. Believe me, we're talking late 80s into the early 90s. So computers were just starting to be big. Yeah, if that's what you're talking about. Voltage says that. Okay, hopefully you'll have a better comment than that. And then every time I see Glenn Hall, he asks, is that the only goal you've ever scored? Okay, wait, who are we talking about now? You know Glenn Hall? You knew Glenn Hall? Did Glenn Hall pass away? I don't know. Good goalie. Good goalie. Back in the day. One of the last, if I'm correct, one of the last to wear a mask with Gump Worsley, Glenn Hall. Do I think signing Cousins was a waste? No. Having a good bottom nine, bottom six plus the extras. And how can that? If a guy gets injured, you want a guy that's going to be able to fill in. No, I think Cousins is a good guy to have there. Better than having Pekka and Hudon, I think anyway. Sinbin, who was the best eyebrows on the Canadians? Domi, that's a good question. You're funny. Geez, I never would have thought of the answer to that. I'm gonna go with Domi. I don't know. I don't. It's funny. I don't know all these guys by face as much as I used to know the team. Let me say, Gallagher's got some good brows. No. Suzuki, an elite player. Michel Desjardins. Hey, Michel. He's got to prove it by playing and all that, but he was an elite junior player without a doubt, and I believe so. Give him he might not be elite the first year he plays, but I think within 3 years of him jumping to the NHL, he will be. George, no, the fantasy draft called. What is the fantasy? Oh, the one that I'm doing is ESPN. It's going to be on ESPN. I just at Yahoo, who I do a lot with, they weren't taking teams. So if ESPN turns out to be crappy, we'll switch it over to Yahoo. It shouldn't be a problem. I'll check to make sure about everything, a week or two in September. So we can always switch up. And by the way, with that, might as well talk about that for a sec. Anybody wants to get in on this the fantasy pool. You got to go to my Twitter account at talkinghabs, or if it doesn't work, at meathead, MEATHEAD, all lowercase, 402001. And that'll get you to my page. You got to follow me so that you can DM me your email address to enter. I will confirm that with you. There's lots of space open. Right now, everybody who's entered is in, unless there's more. I think I still have 5 spots that are still up for grabs. So, yeah, head over to my Twitter page and enter, and we're gonna have fun. It's a lot of fun, and you get bragging rights and it's stuff to talk about when we do the live streams and stuff. So whoever's winning, and it's head to head, so it's a little different if you're used to playing rotisserie or all points. It's a little different. I played last year. I won, and I played last year on Yahoo the first time head to head, and I have to say I enjoyed it. I wanted to try it so for a few years, and I never had it. I played football that way, but I've never played hockey, and it was fun. Let me see now. I'm getting... Okay, first of all, Voltage 746, one more time, and you'll be out. Felix Potvin was my favorite Leaf, the Cat, Felix the Cat. Yeah, was a decent goalie with the Leafs anyway. I don't know if he did much after the Leafs, but great goalie, that Potvin. He was a good goalie, definitely. I don't know about great, honestly, but he definitely was a really good goalie. Yahoo hockey is now open. Yeah, Yahoo probably now, but I started this a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to have it in place before I announced it, so that's why I did it that way. But like I said, if we need to, we can move it over. Why can't you log in with your Yahoo? Where are you trying to log in, George? I'm not sure. Belleville, my fave, 10 cups as a player, 7 as an executive. Ridiculous. Yeah. I think Larry Robinson's going to tie his record. I see we're getting the trolls in tonight. Thanks, Johnny, for catching that guy. Where did I type it in? Where do I type it in? I'm not sure, George. You got to explain a little more. Oh, on your tab? I don't know. On tablets, things look differently. Simbin Matt, don't know if you answered, but I just saw the video of the Troy Millette versus Murray Barron fight. Scary stuff. Do you remember this fight? No, I don't. I know the players and all that. How far back are we going? I'm not recalling, but I know the players. So we're going back, what, about 10 years, if I'm right? Maybe I'm a little off there. With all the prospects, who's the one that wins Calder? I think one of those kids have a shot. For me, Paling, it should be this year. Kako's going to win, so I think he's a finalist maybe. I'm talking about Suzuki and Caulfield. I think Nick Suzuki in his first year is going to have a shot unless he comes up for half a year at the end of the if he comes up in the middle of this next season, maybe. I don't know how that affects that. And I think Cole Caulfield will be. That's why I was talking about in my video. Were those two guys. And look, you never know for Primo. When Primo makes the jump, he might be that good that he gets a run at the Calder. It's not just for skaters. Do I think Winnipeg, would trade Laine for Drouin, Armia, and second pick? Would it be a good trade for the Habs? Yeah, I don't know about Armia going back there. I guess they'd want him back. I'm not sure why I think it was financial. That's why they didn't keep it. So I guess. Personally, that's an overpayment now for Laine. Although they would like that, I think that's too much. I'm not sold on Laine. Something scares me about Laine. I heard, I think it's Hands Down Hockey. I don't know if you guys watch him. He's a big Winnipeg fan. And Justin was saying that Laine kind of can be streaky and scary. And, yeah, I don't know. Something about him, I can't put my finger on it exactly, but something about him, I wouldn't give up that much. Drouin, A lesser prospect and a high pick, I'm fine with, but I don't think with Armia as well. But I don't know, just because Laine said he thinks he's going to be in another camp, that's negotiation. I wouldn't, it's a tactic. I don't know if I would buy into that too much. KK could be greatly, well, I'm expecting KK to be, I don't know about greatly, but I'm expecting him to be improved. If it's greatly improved, I'd like that because I think he'll get well over 50 points. I think just as an improved version of KK is going to be about 50 points. From what I can tell, he's bulked up. He's playing in a game, or yesterday or today, he's playing in a game somewhere, KK. So that means his rehab is done. I expect really good things from KK this year. Does anyone remember who Belleville line mates were? That's a good damn question. It's funny. That's a good way to segue. I'm reading a good book. I don't know if anybody's interested to get it. I got this from the library. It's called The Habs. It is written by Dick Irvin, and it's all about the Habs from when Dick Irvin's father started coaching, and then he started hanging around with the Habs. He's written a book basically from all his memories then and going on as the broadcaster and all that. And I'm somewhere in that area, and I can't even tell you. I want to say Burt Olmsted, but I think he was the Rockets line mate. If you know, let me know. I don't want to have to look. But if anybody wants a really good Montreal Canadiens book to read, and you're interested in history of Montreal Canadiens, this is turning out to be a really easy and excellent read. So it's not a difficult read, and it's fun, especially for an old timer like me, because I sort of remember the beginning stuff of this in the book. They're going to get into more of my day after, but I'm still at the beginning. But it's really fun. And yeah, I don't want to take the time to look it up. I could probably look it up. I'm trying to remember the names of the players in the day. And you could ask, though, for that, he must have had many line mates. What era are you talking about? The 50s or the 60s? Let's see now. Where was I? Oh, up there already. Hey, Hockey Crabs. Massimo. Hey, guys, thanks for coming in. Who's my favorite current player not on the Canadiens other than Crosby or McDavid? Wow, that's a good one, Matt. Challenging me. Jeez. I'm going to have to think about that for a second. I know I've got I'm blanking here. Damn it. I know I've got players I like that aren't on the Habs, and they're just not coming to me. Not that I dislike McDavid or that I dislike, who'd you give me with that? Crosby I like, so, there's a bunch. Jesus. Who's my favorite? Johnny Golden. Laine will be back with Winnipeg. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will be. I'm going to think about that, Matt. I can't off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Primo might end up like Binnington. Let's hope so. I hope so. I was looking at Binnington's numbers. I mean, he got 30 wins and 32 starts. That's pretty damn good numbers for a first-year guy. If he doesn't have a fall-off on his second season, if you watched my video I put out today, I picked him as the after Vasilevsky. If you're in a hockey pool, Vasilevsky's been taken. Who's your next goalie that you would pick? And I said Binnington and Price. And look, guys, if you're in the pool, I'm going to try to get Carey Price. That I can tell you. I always try. I always get a few Canadians, and I go by the name, the Montreal Maroons, though. I go Montreal Maroons for two reasons. They were a Montreal team back in the day, and if anybody used to watch, or still does watch, Bugs Bunny, who was you say, what a maroon, what a maroon. So I always go with Montreal Maroons for that reason. Don't ask me why that would be a thing, but it is. Laine is great on the power play. That would help the Habs. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But look, Laine, very streaky guy. I guess a lot like Pacioretty. in that Patrick was very streaky. Though a lot of games with goals and a lot of games without. And that's what Justin was talking about. He's very streaky. He got most of his points last year, goals, in the second half in a very few. I think he had 3 hat tricks, like in a short period of time. Then there's all those games where he doesn't score. You got to think about that. So is he worth making such big changes for? I don't know. And paying that kind of money to? I don't know. Do I think Bergie will make any more moves? We were just talking about that before. I think the possibility that he will is definitely there. And he traded for Tatar and Suzuki at the beginning of camp. So yeah, I think the possibility is there. Belleville, Geoffrion was with Belleville. You're damn right. And I just read that. I was just at the point where Geoffrion won the 1955 scoring title because Richard was suspended, and that was when the riot happened. And I should have known that because he was saying how Belleville scored a goal. He got the assist to pass Richard. See? Getting old. It's called a senior moment. But yeah, thanks for that, Johnny. I should say that to Johnny, who's older than me. He remembered. Okay, so I got down. Let me scroll down here. Yeah. Oh, God. Alex the Book's in here. Someone want to get rid of Alex the Book for me? He's going nuts again. John Carmichael says Locke and Abel. I don't know. Elmer Locke played with the Rocket. I don't know if he played with Belleville. Abel probably. I'm not sure the first name on him. I think I know the name. But if you wrote Locke, it's funny. My grandfather knew Elmer Locke. I used to work with him. Remember, those were in the days. Actually, in the book here that I'm talking about, Elmer Locke says he used to make more money working than playing hockey. But I don't know. Maybe didn't Elmer Locke retired before the Rocket did, so I'm going to say no on Elmer Locke for that reason. Kyle Connor is more valuable to Winnipeg than Laine. If Laine is going to be a 50-goal scorer, no. But Connor is an important part and very valuable, if not as valuable, very close. Would he get 60 points? He's a 60, 70-pointer. Young guy still coming up. I wish we could have got Connor. I like that kid. But is he more valuable to Winnipeg? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Belleville line mates, boom, boom. I said Olmsted. And Olmsted used to be with Richard too, but I had a feeling it was Burt Olmsted for some. I had heard many an interview with Belleville, and I can still hear his voice talking about Burt, and that's who he was talking about. And Boom Boom, I mean, I should have known Boom Boom. He was a long-time line mate. In those days, lines stuck together a lot longer than they do today. So, okay, let's get past Alex the Book and his many crazy messages. Yeah, Gen 95. Alex the Book has been trying to say something to me, but he can never get his message across, and he spams, and we got rid of him. Hey, Matt. Matt, if you're still there, you got to go on my. Okay, you got to do some way. Get me your email. I need your email to get you in the pool. You're a fellow creator. I'll get you in the pool, but you got to get me your email. Your email. Did that come out right? Bugs to Elmer Fudd. What a maroon. That's it. What a maroon. I always loved that saying. Don't know why. And when I started doing hockey pools, was the first name I started using. I've been using Montreal Maroons for probably since my first hockey pool. Let's see. Boom Boom Jeffrey on. Sorry for spelling. Don't worry about spelling, especially these days on the internet. Doesn't seem like anybody cares about spelling. Galactic Underwear. Hey, my favorite name. And besides Crabs. I'm forgetting the first part of Crabs. Those are two of my favorite names of you guys. What made me start my videos the way you do now? I kind of always wanted to do that stuff, but never found needed to be more comfortable in front of the camera. And I was feeling that I'm getting a little bit boring for myself. I mean, I watch all my videos before I put them up. So and then I got a couple of comments that way that people were asking, for something, not to stop doing what I do. I'll still do videos commentary style, but I felt it was a little bit boring too. So I just wanted to, and I feel more comfortable now in front of the camera. And so yeah, I've always wanted to do stuff like that. So if you guys will have a little patience, if you go back and watch my first 50 to 100 videos, I can't even look at them. They're like cringeworthy. They're bad. I'm stiff. I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. I've gotten better. So this is kind of like that. I'm just starting to do so. I hope I'll get a little better. Never acted for a second before in my life. It's not really acting, but it's kind of a little bit. And I imagine I'll get better as I do a little bit more. That video where I was doing the hoser guy, that was kind of an experiment. Took a little bit of guts to put that one out. But I wanted to see if I can carry a character for a video, and I can't. But I like the little cut-ins and cutaways and stuff like that. I'm going to experiment with that. So yeah, I was getting a little boring. I wanted you guys to be more entertained and enjoy the videos a little more. And yeah, that's the reason. I hope everyone likes it. I'm going to keep doing it. Not every video. As I did the video today, I didn't do any of that. So, but I hope people don't mind the little bit of a tighter shot for my videos, because on my my other camera that has the wider screen or wider angle, I can't pause. And some of my uncomfortableness on camera is because I've got to get it in one take, and it screws me up. So with my newer phone, because I had changed phones from the videos I used to shoot on my phone, and it's not bad. I like the picture. It's not bad, and I can put my microphone in, so I get a better sound. And yeah, I like being able to pause. I can regroup if I'm going astray, and I find it comes out better. And if you watch the video today, anybody, and I know I'm rambling here, sorry. I was more comfortable. I hadn't filmed in about 4 days because my computer problems. I haven't filmed, and I was a little nervous, but I had a lot of fun for some reason filming that video. I don't know if it shows, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So I really like being able to pause, and it's sort of like a cut. And if I'm careful how I set up, it looks like I edited, and yeah. So it's fun being creative and trying to find a way to do these things. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know. You guys, do you find them okay, or am I an idiot? Or I want to hear what you guys think. Your feedback. Let's see. Let me get back to your questions. Let's see. Omer, wasn't Henri Richard on the same line with Belleville? Yeah, you know what? Later on, yeah, I think Henri Richard was toward the end of Belleville's career. And then, look, Richard didn't retire that long after. I think 2 years after Belleville. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And for all you, Hab Nation's not here, but for all you, size is more important, guys. We just brought up Henri Richard, 5'7", has 11. I think he has the most rings, 11 rings, 11 Stanley Cup champions. Was the captain of the Canadiens in their heyday, even. Was a great hockey player, with the right talent, small, big, as long as you got the right talent, can skate and do all that, doesn't matter what your size is. Yeah, I guess being big and being that talented is a little bit of honest, obviously, but small guys are good too. Let's see, where was I? Offer sheet Connor, if it works, trade draw for Ghost. Yeah, Joe. I don't think you're going to see an offer sheet again this season. I really don't, and I doubt Bergie's going to offer sheet anybody. And wasn't there just a big rumor that the Islanders were going to offer sheet Marner for sure a few days ago, and I didn't see that happen. So yeah, I don't think so. Where was I now? I want to see what else he said there. Yeah, the trade for Ghost. I don't know if it's off the table or not. I would think it is, but it might not be. Something that might happen. Still, Johnny, you got a message retracted, or I don't know if that means you retracted it or you. I don't know. That's weird. I keep faith. Great book nod. I learned English by listening to Gallivan and Irvin. Danny Gallivan, the voice of hockey. How many years after he's passed away that, to me, Danny Gallivan and Dick Irvin can't beat that as the voices of hockey. You can't. I like Bob Cole. I have to admit, he hadn't been my favorite for many years, but his voice was definitely a great hockey voice. But Danny Gallivan and Dick Irvin together, wow, that brings back memories. Now, who told me that? I keep faith. So you're my age, or a little older, that's for sure. If you're gonna give me a Gallivan reference. Galactic. Alex Book always wants to trade the whole team. I didn't get to see what he was saying, but yeah, and he's aggressive about it. The Sinbin's gonna make me write something down. Jeez, I don't have a pen here. Matt, let me see if I can find one here. No, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. I know how to do that. No, I'll get it. I can get the. I'll get it from the video. Okay, thanks, Matt. If you're still there, I got you in. You got a spot. I'll send you the link. I send it through ESPN. I'll get to it in the next day or two. So, by the way, nobody be upset. Matt has a really good channel. He's a fellow creator. I got Scotty 2 Hockey also got it in. Sorry. So, you can complain to me. I'm not going to change it. And listen, really, check him out. He's really good. They're funny. They're really funny, but like I said, it's adults only in there. Okay, where was I now? Do I miss Habs Nordiques rivalry from Michel Desjardins? Sure as, well, how late are we into this? Okay, I can swear. Sure as fucking hell do I ever miss that rivalry. I love, as much as I hate the Bruins, I love the rivalry. I love Bruins games, Montreal. I hate when they beat us, but I mean, it's give and take. You got to give and take. Same thing with Toronto, and same thing with the Nordiques. I didn't really like the Nordiques as a team, but I love the Nordiques because of that rivalry. So yeah, I so want a hockey team back in Quebec, if only. Yeah, were you a Nordiques fan? It's Michel Desjardins, right? Yeah, Michel. Were you a Nordiques fan? Because I never put them down. I love that rivalry. I'm an English Quebecer. I never put the Nordiques down, even when they had shitty teams, and they had shitty teams. But when they played Montreal, it was like Stanley Cup playoffs. Hockey Crabs got a message retracted. That's the other one. Hockey Crabs, love that name too. And Galactic. Some advice. We are here for you, Rick. You're funny enough on your own without trying to be funny. When you're natural, it's funnier. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's really nice to hear. And yeah, I get what you're saying. And most of the time, I want to be that way. But also think of it this way. I'm trying a little too hard when I do those things. I get that. I've done it 3 times now, I think. So as I do them over time, I'm also going to get more natural at it. And I'm hoping that exactly that, my natural sense of humor comes through. If over a little bit of time it doesn't get any better and it's still like that, yeah, I'll think about if I'm going to continue. Don't worry. But yeah, I appreciate that. I try to be natural. I think I have a sense of humor. My kids tell me it's dad humor. dad jokes, but hey, it is what it is, right? I'm a dad, so. But thanks, I really do appreciate that. Am I blushing? I must be blushing. No, you got me off. Okay, Rick, do I think our power play will get better or stink this year? Well, I think it'll get better. Um, on what basis, though? You're right. I don't really have a basis to say why, except to say that can they get worse? So I think they have to be better. To what degree, I don't know. I believe that some of the players that will be playing on the power play this year will be a little better. Like KK should have some power play time again, and he'll do a little better with it. If Drouin can only run the power play from the freaking half wall and free up Weber for that boomer or shot of his a little more, I think, yeah. I will say that it will be better, but I'm not 100% confident because you're right. There's no, you're not right. You didn't say it, but there's no real indicator that it will be better, but I believe it will get better. I really do. I just think the players themselves will be better at it. I think they might take a bit of a different approach. Remember, at the end there, Jordan Wheel was looking a lot better playing that on that power play with a little bit more time on the power play. I think he can be a big contributor, and we'll see. Yeah, I keep forgetting where I was. Galactic, I prefer the series. Oh, you're going back to me. You're gonna make me blush. Yeah, I go through phases. Definitely, my commentary videos are not going to stop. And look, the season's about to start, so a lot of the games are done. My reviews and my previews are kind of commentary style, so you're going to get a lot of that. It's summertime right now. I want to have fun with it, with all this right now, because we're going to get into a lot more serious stuff. So yeah, I mean, during the season, you're not going to see as many of these kind of funny things, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, my style is mostly commentary, so I'm not gonna go far from that. Besides, I mean, this is what I was doing when you guys all found me. For me to say, well, okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. That would be just dumb, and I wouldn't expect you guys to stick around. So, yeah, don't worry. It's just summertime now. I want to have a little bit of fun before the season starts. Remember, the season's going to start with the camps opening in a month. I go full time for 10 months, pretty much a video every day for 10 months. I don't get the ability to take too many days off during the season. So yeah, so you gotta roll with or go with the flow, not roll with the punches. Yeah, go with the flow. I mean, I'd say it's just summertime. So, but don't worry, my commentary style is basically my style. I think I gotta scroll down. We'll go to Galactic again. You're good at editing. Yeah, I haven't. I tried a little bit. I'm not very. I tried enough to know that I'm probably not going to be good enough at it to do it fast enough. And problem for me with editing, whereas a lot of other YouTubers, and look, the hockey guy will tell you probably what I'm about to tell you, because he does no editing. For the type of videos that we do, we don't. Yeah, in the summertime, I guess I have time. During the season, you don't have time. You don't have time to do editing. Editing takes a while, and as you know, I got to get a video out. I don't have time. I've got to move on to the next video, the preview, the review, blah blah. Draft season or trade deadline. Somebody got traded. You got to push a video out. You don't have time to edit. So for me, editing is not a priority. Learning editing was more for doing other types of videos, not necessarily on this channel. I have ideas for other channels down the road. So yeah, but doing these hockey videos, editing is not really good. That's why these cuts and being able to pause my camera is a way to do it that's a lot more feasible. I can still do it in basically one take. My phone, I thought it was only a minute or two I'd have. I think I tried 10 minutes in between, like pausing it and waiting. I can do all kinds of changes, clothes, hats. I can write a freaking script almost in 10 minutes. So it opens up the doors for a lot of stuff. So yeah, I don't expect always. I mean, don't expect me always to be the same all the time. I'm not. I'm gonna go and try different things, and you might see a few videos in a row with a different style. And yeah, but if you like my serious side and my commentary side, that's gone nowhere. Don't worry about that. That's coming back real soon. Omer, being myself is mint. Yeah, no, I get that. And I'm glad. Before I decided to do these videos, I'm glad I found the hockey guy is the guy that gave me the idea, really. But I'm glad I found him as my kind of role model for this, because I mean that's what he's about. He's about himself. It's all natural. All his videos are shot. The odd time he has to stop because something happens, but it's basically one take. Even if you pause, it's still one take. Yeah, and I think that works best because when you try to be somebody else, there comes a time when you can't anymore, or a situation where whatever. And so I don't want to do that. I tried at the beginning. If you go watch my old videos, you can probably see where I tried to. Scotty 2 Hockey was a guy that he came a little bit out like a week and a half after me. And he's changed his style a little bit too. But when he first started, I wish he would go back to a little bit of that. That just talking off of the top of his head. Oh, just a Habs fan. Gung ho. And I tried to do Scotty 2 Hockey and I couldn't do it. And along the lines of trying to do other people, I realized, well, my style really is probably that commentary style is my style. Being a little more serious is probably what my style is. Go with the flow, as I was trying to say. But now I'm more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm a lot more comfortable in front of the camera, and yeah, I want to be able to try different things. But I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that you guys are telling me this, though. I'm not trying to play it down. Yeah, it's nice to hear that you guys think that, because I try to come across natural and with a sense of humor. And I'm my worst critic. I got hair in my nose, by the way, from my animals. So I'm always down on myself a little bit about it. And yeah, it's nice that you guys are appreciating it. I appreciate that. Galactic. No, I read that. Oh, wait, I didn't read it all. You're good at editing. It's good to be creative, but you need a better. Yeah, I know. I'm trying. Maybe this is a good time to say. That's why I started my Patreon page. It's up. I don't have a lot on there yet because I have no patrons right now. I feel funny to ask you guys to do, but if anybody does want to go to Patreon, I guess it's Patreon Talking Habs. I don't know. The link is in the description. Yeah, join up. I've got a tier there. I've got some goals. I'd appreciate it, but I'm not going to do a lot with Patreon until I get some people in there. But I've got some good ideas there, and if you join up, you'll see. Anyways, if you go and check it out, you don't have to join or be a patron to check it out. You'll see what the goals I have up there and what I'm offering and stuff. Let me know. I'd appreciate your feedback. But yeah, that's one of my goals is to get some better equipment. I can't afford it right now, and a camera is something I need. The camera I'm using, the GoPro one, it doesn't. Can't put a microphone. You can't pause. It's got a nice look and everything, but so yeah, it's one of the first things I want. I need a new laptop and I need a camera. That's the first two things I'm getting. Wider view, yeah. That's why I'm apologizing for the tight shot. I'm trying to make the most out of the tight shot. I'll go back to, for hockey reviews and stuff like that, and previews, I can probably do the one take and go back to the other camera. I'll mix it up a little bit. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. You guys are really nice. That's really, I've got the best. I guess everybody says that, but I mean, I've got the best community. I couldn't be happier with, there's a few trolls come in, so what? But you guys are great. I would have never thought I could kind of build a community like this. I gave it a shot, figuring what the hell, and I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like talking myself up too much. Sid Vicious, yo, my banner is upside down. Is it? Oh, it might be. Sorry about that. I hope it doesn't mean bad luck. I was throwing that up pretty quickly. Oh well, this is the upside down episode of Saturday Night Hockey Talk. How's it going, Sid Vicious? Thanks for coming in. I love that name though, Sid Vicious. Great name. And yes, I do. I know who Sid Vicious was. Johnny Golden. Habs power play was so good in the 50s they had to change the rules. That's right. It's because of the Habs that the guy comes out of the box after they score. It's because of them. The Canadians used to score 2, 3, 4 goals on a power play. So they changed the rule, and you score a goal, and the guy comes out of the box. That's one of those things as old timers know. The Habs would have made the playoffs if our power. Yeah, if our power play was better for sure. There's a lot of places you can kind of point fingers at that, but the power play, yeah, that's probably the biggest reason I would think that they didn't make the playoffs was the power play. Because, even the Emmy, a few bad games, whoever was, I can't remember who we were complaining about, Drouin's play, if the power play was working, and, you can't blame even Drouin there. He had the most points on the power play for Canadians. Yeah, we would have got 2, 3, 4 more wins at least. You got to figure, right? 2 anyway. That would have made all the difference in the world. So, yeah, power play is the biggest reason. So you got to figure that that's got to be a priority for them in camp is to fix that power play. Oh, yeah, maybe I should scroll down. Hey there, Michelle. We were talking already. Oh, it's Michael Robinson. I'm sorry. You got Michael Robinson and Michelle Desjardins. I confused you two. Hey, Michael Robinson. Glad you came in, buddy. So we got a half hour to go. I got 2 mouses. My other computer's here, and I'm using the wrong mouse trying to scroll down. Yeah. Who needs a drink? A drink or a smoke? You're from Quebec City, so you are definitely a Nordiques fan. So let me ask you this. How did you view the Nordiques Canadians rivalry? I'm curious. That was my phone getting just a notification and another one. Yeah, I'm curious from a Nordiques fan, and you didn't confirm whether you were or not. I'm just assuming here. How you in Quebec City saw that rivalry and how you look forward to the Montreal Nordiques games. Okay, and Michael Robinson says, I see a trade in Montreal's future. Well, there's trades in Montreal's future, that's for sure. I can see trades, definitely. We're not hearing anything is the thing. But yeah, I can see there being a trade before the season starts. It's hard to pin them down on anything. Michelle, now, last year before being traded, the Nordiques had an amazing roster. Is that how you call it there, that they got traded in Colorado? That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah, they did. Well, they won freaking cup the next year in Colorado, which has got to be, I can't even imagine what a burn that is. As a fan of a team, they get moved, literally yanked away from you, and they win a cup. They get Patrick Roy and then win a cup the next year. Like, is that the most ridiculous fucking thing ever? Yeah. They did. They had an amazing roster, an amazing team. Michael Robinson, too many forwards. Yeah. You mean in what way too many? Who's too many, though? And let me ask you this. When you say that, too many forwards, who do you think that they're going to trade? Who do you see being traded? Is it Drouin, or do you see somebody else? And they do, but I mean, that's what training camp is for, too. You got to have extra guys to fight out for the jobs. Hang on, Galactic. You're next. I'm getting to you. Makes no sense that our power play is so bad. Look at the power play units and players involved. We should not be struggling at all. Well, this is true, and maybe last year was a one-off, and they'll get their act together. I mean, I tend to agree with you, but again, that's on paper, and look, on the ice, it didn't work out that way. And sometimes that happens, and maybe it's just bad bounces when they're on the power play. I mean, it's hard to tell. Some years that's what it's like, and let's hope that's what it is. But I think their power play will be better. It's just to what extent will it be better? It needs to be a minimum of 5 percentage points better, minimum. And I'd like to see it come up 10. Michael, no, Rick, stop with the draw. He needs to hit the pine. No, I know. I didn't think you were saying Drew. You didn't say. I'm wondering if you have any trades in mind. Thanks. Thanks for that browbeating. Michelle, no, you're a Habs fan. Okay. That is up until the Nordiques are back, if they ever are. Yeah, definitely. And look, you can like both as well. I mean, look, if the Nordiques come back, I'm going to be a fan. I'm going to be happy as hell if they come back. When does training camp start? I know the first preseason game's on the 16th of September, so I imagine they usually go to games pretty quickly. So I'm going to say around the 12th or 13th. And I think that's what I heard, 12th or 13th. Henri Richard played his heart out every game. Drouin, no. That's the thing when you're small. First of all, that's the one thing when you're small you got to do. You got no choice. You got to play your heart out. Guys who can give it their all, no matter what size you are, but especially if you're small, yeah, you can have a big impact. And yeah, Henri Richard didn't take nights off. Not a lot of players back in those days took nights off. You didn't have that. It's more today. Today, players are a lot more coddled. They're pampered a little more, and you look at the money they make and everything. So it's a different game. It's a different game that way. Y'all ready now? Good, good name. Yeah, no, it's the 12th. I think the Habs camp opens the 12th. If it's not the 12th, it's the 13th. I think everybody opens on the 12th and the 13th. So, yeah, y'all ready now? That's a good name. I like that. Y'all, I use that at the end of my videos. Okay, Drouin has a crap load of talent. Yeah. Oh, I don't say that he doesn't. It's only a matter of time before he has a breakout season. Can you say that about Galchenyuk though? And think about it. Didn't we say that about Galchenyuk? And I mean, we're still waiting. So it's only a matter of time before he should have a breakout season. And look, I don't want to put him down like that. I'm not bashing him. I hope that if they don't trade him, and I don't think they will, I really don't think they are going to, that he has I hope he gets 90 points. I think he's capable one day of getting 90 points. I hope he does, and he goes on to a great career, and he's a star for Montreal forever and ever. Amen. I don't mind that. Believe me, I have nothing against the guy personally, except he doesn't try hard enough. He has his compete level is low. He doesn't know what second effort is, except maybe 10 games in a year. The rest of the 72 games, maybe half of them, he's trying somewhat, and then the other half, I don't even know if he's there. And I said in a lot of my reviews last year, I said, and this was before I knew about Ghost, the defenseman. I said, where is Drouin? He's a ghost out there. I don't see him. You don't notice him. You don't hear his name being called play by play. So, yeah. But as far as do I want to see him do something, I sure do. I mean, he is a Hab. Okay, wait now. Oh yeah, look at that. I got back to this mouse I have for this one. I need a new mouse. It's fucked. I believe Muller is still. Oh, you're talking to Galactic Underwear. Muller is still in charge of power play. Yeah, I think so. What's his name? Gabriel. I can't remember his last name. They might give it to Ducharme. Was that Gabriel Ducharme? They might give it to him this year, or to work on it together. But yeah, I think Muller is in charge. Training camp for Montreal starts on the 10th, and oh yeah, well they get all their physicals on the 10th, and they're on the ice on the 11th. Okay, so they're a little earlier than most people. David, I know the hockey guy and Justin from Hands Down Hockey, and a couple of other YouTubers. Yeah, I try to watch a lot of them. Not every time. Like I watch most of the hockey guys' videos. The other guys I watch, here and there. I'm subscribed to all of them. Like they're not competition. They are colleagues, not competition. So yeah, I like a lot of them. I watched Hans Hockey does a live stream every Sunday. I think at 8. I'm not sure, 7 or 8, and I've watched it a couple times. Let's see. David loves his animals too. I love my animals. Oops. Deep B. Habs need to make a move and get some offense. Offer sheet Laine or Marner. 4 picks are definitely worth it, especially with the Habs youth prospects we have stocked up. Don't ruin Price's prime years. Yeah, I don't see an offer sheet for Marner. I really don't. Leafs aren't going to let Marner go. Come on. I mean, if you're the Leafs, like you're saying this, and I'm not. I think you're kind of right. But I mean, if you're the Leafs, honestly, if you were, what's his name, Dubas, you gonna let Marner go? Really? I don't think so. So I don't see him going anywhere. So whatever they're gonna offer you, unless you want to pay him a ridiculous amount, and you're looking at 14 million or something like that. But that's ridiculous. So I don't think he's gonna get an offer sheet. And the Leafs are insane if they let this guy go. And that guy's put out that article about how he's overvaluing himself and the agents are overvaluing him. I don't know. He's valuable. Am I still blushing? Am I a goober? Take off, eh? You're a hoser, eh? Beauty, eh? Yeah, I can't carry that for long. I used to, when I was younger, when Bob and Doug were the rage back in the day, I used to do it pretty good actually. I can't do it like that anymore. 4 first-round picks is way too much. Imagine losing KK Paley, Coughlin. Exactly. Well, there you go. That's a good way to put it, y'all. That's a good way to put it. If we had done that a few years ago, that's what we would have been given up. And so, yeah, and there's some good picks out there next few years. There's some good kids coming up. And I think this is a trend that these kids, I don't know if you watch junior and the kids play hockey. They are amazing. You hardly notice a difference from NHL to junior. It's not much difference in speed or skill. So, yeah, this is a trend where the kids coming in are going to be better and better. So giving up first-round picks might not be a great idea. Upside down episode. That's what we'll call it, the upside down episode. I'll get it right next time. Hat natural humor is to my hat natural. I'm not getting you on that one, Galactic. I might be reading it wrong. But yeah, this is the upside down episode for the logo. Lee Max, hey Lee, congrats on 811. Oh, thanks, man, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to get to that 1,000. It's coming. The off season's a little slow for some of us, although the hockey guy just keeps rolling along. But when you get up that big, they come along. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It's doing well. Yeah, thanks though. I appreciate that. I don't want to gush over myself. I hate doing that. Michelle, yeah, the rivalry, the Nordics Canadians. Oh man, it was playoff games. Even if it was the first game of the season, it was a freaking playoff game when the Nordics and the Canadians played. It didn't matter who was on the teams. It was playoff hockey. Loved it. I'm trying to remember. we did play them 1 year in the playoffs. Yeah, we did. They won the first two, 93, the year we won the cup last time. I remember that. Okay, I'm trying to get some more questions in here. An hour and 10, not bad. Hey, Ray wants to talk. I don't think Canadians would have traded Roy to the Nordiques if they didn't move to Colorado. So maybe no cup if they stayed put. Yeah, that's a good point for that. But they would have traded Roy somewhere. Roy was going. They should have just fired freaking Tremblay. But yeah, I think if they would have fired the coaching staff again, even though they had just brought them in, if they would have fired at least Tremblay anyway, I think they would have traded Roy. So, like, I can't even imagine. Why would they, like, I don't know the answer to it today. Why would they not have fired Tremblay and kept Roy? Unless Roy said, even if you fire him, I'm gone. I don't know that. But to me, it boggles the mind almost. Johnny, okay. Enjoy the UFC, buddy. Talk to you later. Aram, I don't know if this was asked already, but does Suzuki make the team? Thanks for coming in, Aram. Yeah, I don't know if it was asked, but we were talking about it. Suzuki makes the team. I don't think they'll to start the season. I really think unless he's lights out in the preseason, which is a possibility, he could be lights out. I think he starts in Laval, and at some point joins the team. As far as his chances, we were talking earlier about Calder Trophy, his chances to be the Rookie of the Year. If he's going to play Laval, play a full year, come up the next year, and get a good run at that Calder. And maybe it'll be him and Caulfield coming up for the first year, and they can run it together. Where am I? Michelle, thanks. Hey, buddy, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you enjoy it. I'm having fun, and the more I do it, the more myself I'm saying, because the more it comes out. Oh, everyone's leaving me for the UFC. Okay, I don't watch UFC personally, so but hey, enjoy. That's Omar. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in. See you next week, hopefully. Yukon Mapper, hey Yukon, thanks for coming in, buddy. Gregory, if Toronto loses Marner, they will definitely drop. Damn it! Hang on a sec. I lost ya. They were definitely dropping the standings big time. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, I mean, how could that not be? They're, I mean, as a Habs fan, I kind of hope they do that so that, we'll almost assuredly get a playoff spot. But I mean, if you were Dubas, would you let Marner go? I don't see it. I really don't see it. Okay, Galactic, you're saying don't be so sure. Do you think they have enough to lose Marner and really not drop in the standings? Okay, I saw what you said. You got to explain that one, Galactic. You've got to explain that. How would they do better if they lose Marner? I don't get that. I don't think Marner's, if he's overrated, he's not overrated by much. He's a good hockey player. Look, Tavares probably owes him a lot of those goals. He's a good setup man, a good playmaker. He's overhyped because it's Toronto. I get that, but he's a good player. So you gotta explain that one there, Galactic. You can't just sign out and say, "Oh, I'm going to watch UFC." Okay, Gregory, I watched most of the Toronto games, and whenever Marner was on the ice, he was everywhere. Tavares will miss Marner. Without a doubt. I don't see how they're better without Marner. Tavares will really miss Marner. Do I think putting Domi back to the wing to leave room for our young guys to play center is a good idea? I also agree Suzuki probably won't make it this year. My lineup for this year. Before I get to your lineup for this year, I'm going to answer that. No, you know what? I guess it depends. If Suzuki has to play and he makes it, I think they are. They might put Suzuki to the wing, but I don't know. So I think that's one of the reasons another reason why Suzuki will start in Laval is because there's no room. I kind of tend to agree. I think Domi can play the wing because that was his position he started playing in the NHL at. But he had a really good season last year, and maybe you don't want to screw around with that, and see how he does next season. So what was I answering now? Yeah, I kind of think that it's one of the reasons why Suzuki might not be here to start the season anyway. And then down the road in the season, there's injuries. There's lots of reasons. There might even be a trade that happens, and that opens up a spot for Suzuki. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But I tend to think he will start in Laval, especially if they want him to be a center. I don't see, for some reason, Suzuki starting at center right now in Montreal. Losing my voice there. So let me see your lineup. Drouin, KK Domi, Tatar, Dano Gallagher. That's 1A. 1B is Byron, Paling, Armia. 3, Lehkonen, Thompson, Wheel. Wow, you got Thompson on third line. Okay, I want to make sure I got this right. Drouin, Kotkaniemi. So is Drouin, Kotkaniemi, Domi line 2? I'm going to say that's line 2. Line 1 is Tatar, Dano, Gallagher as 1A, or it's Byron, Paling, Armia. See, now Byron, Paling, Armia to me is a perfect line 3. And Thompson, for me, with Wheel, and I guess if Lehkonen is in that position, Lehkonen is the line 4. And with Cousins as one of the spare, and I don't know who else is left over. Okay, now we got Mete, Weber, Sherratt, Petrie, Kulak, Juleson, and Price. No, well, you got Niemi, but it's Kincaid, so you gotta get that right. Yeah, I actually think it's going to be Christian Folin. He's improved his skating, working on that hard in the off season. And I liked what I saw from Folin last year. If his skating is better, I think that gives him the upper hand on that, pairing with Kulak. And Mike Johnson having Sherratt and Weber together, I don't see that. Well, you don't either. But yeah, you got Niemi there. You know about Kincaid, and Niemi is gone, right? I hope. Anyways, if you don't, you do now. Oh, geez, how could there be that much still behind there? Okay, wait. Let me get where I was. Thanks for that, y'all. Appreciate that. And yeah, you forgot Kincaid. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Juleson has a shot. I think Juleson might start in Laval as well to see how he's playing, how the eye recovering from the eye injury is going. So that's why I say Folin, and I think Folin will play good enough to pretty much hold it for at least a good part of the season. Uncle Staley. But Toronto is a strange team because they have so much talented players and still don't have much more points than the Habs in the standings. Yeah, like Toronto's almost like cursed. Maybe that's the payback for being overhyped as a team and force-fed to everybody. Maybe that's their curse, is they just can't pull the trigger. Toronto's overrated. They're like Minnesota. Yeah, I think, though, if they do sign Marner back, which they will, I think they're a little bit better than they were last year. And, yeah, they've improved a little bit on the back end, and we'll see. We'll see. I still don't like them and everything, and I hope they fall. But I think it's Boston's turn to fall this year. They're going to fall out of the playoffs. I think that's how Montreal makes it in. So one of those guys has to fall down. Montreal's got to be 4th overall in that division, or they're not making the playoffs. Where are we at? 10 more minutes, boys. Sorry, KK is line 1A, Dano 1B, Paling 3, and Thompson 4. Yes, that makes sense. I don't think KK makes line 1, but I see him moved up to line 2. And I don't think they make that. I don't think. Yeah, it's a good question actually. I personally I would like it like this. I think Domi should be first line center next season. KK right behind him. Deneau third line. Paling fourth line. Thompson backing up any of the centers. For injury or for whatever reason, if Paling is having a little bit of a slump, put Thompson in for a few games. I wouldn't be surprised to see that set up because look, Deneau's not really a first line center. Domi may be a first line center for now till the other kids can step up. And I think you might see something like that as opposed to having to move Domi over to the wing. Because it becomes a problem. How do you do that? First and second, if KK moves up to second. So either that or they keep it the status quo where Deneau, Domi, KK, and then Paling gets fourth line center. But I heard somewhere that Thompson, in order to get him to sign, or when they signed him, they promised him a role on the team this year. So I don't know. I don't really see a big role for Thompson. Well, okay, y'all, that's a good point about if we don't move Domi. If we don't move Domi to the wing, who do we move to the wing? He doesn't suggest Paling, but I don't know. I think Paling's a really smart guy. I think Paling's capable of playing wing and center, and I think also that Paling may just be capable of not being affected by that. So I could see Paling moving into a wing position and having Thompson at least to start the season. And a lot of times the team that starts the season isn't the team that ends up at the end of the season. Not exactly, right? So I could see Thompson starting that way, Paling on the wing, and them adjusting. Uncle Stanley, but why the Bruins should fall in the standing? Um, I'm not, I'm not going to give any particular reason because I don't have any more than a kind of a hunch and a gut feeling that it's going to be the Bruins that fall out after losing in the Cup final. Chara's getting a little older. Yeah, he's been doing fine, but you never know season to season when a guy is older like that if he's not gonna have a drop off that year. Is that the year he's going to be having a drop off? And I hate Marchand, and I just want to see him out of the playoffs. I don't know if that's good enough, but there's my reasoning. Are you a Bruins fan? I don't know. I know I've seen. It's not that I haven't seen you in the chat before. I'm not saying that, but I don't know what your affiliation is. KK Line and Deneau are interchangeable in my opinion. Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, Deneau and KK in those roles, but I don't know if KK's ready for first line center. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I want to put him first line center yet. I think step up at least at some point in the season to second line center is how I would like to go with it. And maybe if he handles that really well and his stats are good and he's had a good season, I could see the season after him getting that shot at first line center. He's got the size. He's definitely got the size. He's got a lot of talent. We haven't even seen the best of KK, not even close yet. He's got a huge, huge upside still. They still have solid lines and a pretty good goalie. Yep. I even like Charlie McAvoy. I like that guy a lot. I tell you, it's mostly a hunch. It's just a gut feeling kind of thing. I could very easily, just as easily, be wrong, and I'd be eating crow next at the end of the year about it. But that's all. It's nothing. I don't like the Bruins. That's well known, but it's not because of that. That's not why I say it. It's just that, like I say, a gut feeling. Making the playoffs will be tough, though, with all our young players and other teams getting better in the offseason. Yeah. Oh, I definitely agree. But, there's never been a season where the consensus of who's going to be what teams are going to, that it comes out that way. There's always surprises. There's always, teams that you thought were going to miss that make it, teams you thought were going to make it that miss. I think Montreal's going to make it. They just missed. They're going to be a little bit better. Columbus should definitely finish out. So that's one team. Yes, Florida will be one in. Philly probably be one in. But there's going to be other teams that fall out. That an injury could. What if I don't know who their big player. What if Pasternak is out for the year, breaks an arm? Well, I mean, what if something like that? Knock wood, it doesn't happen. I don't want that to happen to anybody. What if something like that happens? You never know. So that's why I say gut feeling, because that's all it is. I don't have a reason. I'm not saying they suck, and I like some of their players actually. So I just don't like the team in general. But doing what I'm doing for, I guess, a living, not yet, but soon. It's hard to be hateful. I have to have a more open-minded look at every team, even the Bruins and the Leafs. Now, what I believe Jesse Yelonen's potential is, and will he ever fit into our lineup? With Ylonen, and if I'm not wrong, Yelonen's pretty fast. I like his speed. I think he's an NHL quality player. Will he be in Montreal? I don't know. I'm not sold on that. But I do believe that at very least he'll be involved in a trade and will make an NHL roster, if not Montreal's roster. I saw him I've seen some highlights, but I saw him at a development camp. If I'm right, that's what I'm thinking of. Because I think it was Ylonen that I couldn't pin down with his number and name together. He's fast. I like what I saw. Yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling now. I'm tired. It's almost over. I'm rambling. But yeah, I think Ylonen makes the NHL. I'll put it that way. I'm going to go farther down. Uncle Staley, don't worry. I'm a Quebec Frenchie. I can't be a Bruins fan. It's not accepted. Okay. Look. Honestly, I'm not like that. And I've never been like that. It's not because it's just my channel. You can like who you like. That's fine. And I would never put you down for it. I'm not like that. But I expect the same back, and I think that's fair. But hey, like who you like. And that's why I'd love to have fans from every fan base. This channel's open for that. I don't put anybody down. I may put the team down a little bit. I'm not a big Bruins. I'm not a Leafs fan. Really the only two teams I don't like in the NHL. But still, I respect the fans. That's number one. Respect the fans at all times. And the team's so. And I think that's okay. But no hate for anybody. And never, please, on this channel, never put anybody down for who they like. You're allowed to like it. It's what causes good conversation. If we all just Habs fans in here that just, I love, it's going to be boring, right? Fast players do not necessarily need to be matched with fast players. For example, Shaw did great with Domi and Drouin last year. No, this is true. But, you got to be able to somewhat keep up at least. But yeah, I mean, you can have slower guys. As long as two of them are fast enough anyway, then the slow guy, he plays the third guy in, he's drop passes, shit like that. He's covering that. So, yeah, that's fine. Will Caulfield make it next year? No. Caulfield will play in Wisconsin. I think he'll play the full season in the NCAA. The year after is the year that, even then, I'm not sure. I think he might do a full 2 years, but I think legitimately you can ask that question next year. I think now I don't see it happening. I don't see so. I think he really wants to play in Wisconsin for a year. I really think he wants to play there. Now, if he thought he would make it for sure, I'm not saying he wouldn't try, but I don't see it. I'm at the bottom. I thought I had more. I ran out of stuff. You know what? Since I'm at the bottom and it's an hour and 29, we're going to call it a night. This was a really, really, really good live stream, as always. I mean, they're always good. I really enjoy it. I didn't fall asleep tonight. Does that help? I don't know. Was anybody here last week when I was really tired and I almost fell asleep? I think I did fall asleep for a second or two. I made sure that wasn't going to happen tonight, even though I'm a little tired. Now we got a couple more things. One last one. Montreal should trade some prospects or players for some first-round picks. Yeah, it depends on who you're talking about, but yeah, first-round picks are always nice. Hey, y'all. Thanks. I don't mean it for everybody. That's y'all. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Yeah. Hey, listen. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate the nice words. Really, I appreciated that. And yeah, thanks. I hope I entertained a little bit. I hope we all had fun. I had a lot of fun. I always do. It's amazing. I thought when I first started doing this, I didn't think I would like it. I was really, I don't know if I'll like that. I really like doing this. So it's fun. This isn't going to stop. Saturday nights, even the hockey season, I'm going to find a way to get it in. We're going to do this every week. This is something that's going to carry on. Okay, so have a good night, everybody. Really appreciate everybody coming in. Signing out. I didn't do my TubeBuddy talk. You know what? Since it's the end, no, I'm not going to do it. There's a link for TubeBuddy. Anybody interested in TubeBuddy? If you're doing any of the kind of stuff like I'm doing, check it out. There's a link down there. I can't do these videos without TubeBuddy. If anybody's still watching and interested, TubeBuddy. I can't say enough how it helps me. Link down in the description. Check it out. Okay, so that's it. Ciao, bye, take care, go Habs go, and bye y'all. And I think I click here.